Hello folks, it's Zion Prepper, and I want to do a real quick video entitled, I'm a Human, Can I Take Fish Medicine? And this was one of the questions raised by one of my subscribers, but I'm seeing it more and more in print, and I'm seeing more and more questions asked like this. And the real question is, in a SHTF situation, can humans take animal medicine? In this case, I'm going to focus on the fish which are given amoxicillin. Amoxicillin is a broad antibacterial medication that obviously fights bacteria. So I'm going to focus on that. My disclaimer is going to be is as I go through, do what's right for you and do your own research. This is what I would do. It doesn't mean it's what you would do. And if you're in doubt, consult a medical doctor or talk to a veterinary doctor to get both sides of the coin on this. So what I want to do is explain my thoughts on this. And I'm going to take two viewpoints. The viewpoint number one is the scenario is everyday life. And you get up for work, you go to work, you come back from home, you have a good weekend. There is no SHTF situation. So in that scenario, and I get sick, and I want to take an amoxicillin, but I don't want to go to the doctor. And I have in my preps, I have fish mox in this case, or some other amoxicillin. Should I take this instead of going to the doctor because I want to save the money? My answer is absolutely, positively no. No. You can take it, but this is everyday life. There's no catastrophic event. There's no pressure. There's several things you got to consider. First, number one is the dose. If you don't know how to dose yourself, you're going to get in trouble because your dose could be too low and it may not be effective at all, or your dose could be too high and it could be toxic to the body. Okay? So that's a huge, huge issue. You do not know how to dose yourself unless you have medical experience. Now, what I will tell you is I'm a toxicologist. And I'm telling you this not to brag, but it's factual. I'm a toxicologist. I have graduate level education and 15 years experience in in understanding how drugs work in the body, so I have a very good understanding of dose body weight relationships. Just as my wife, she's a nurse. So in our family, we have two of us who know what we're doing in terms of dosage, and I still would not do it in a normal everyday situation. Number two, the expiration date is not monitored by the FDA. It's not monitored by people in the store like medication from a pharmacy. And that's because a pharmacist is constantly looking at expiration dates to make sure that any medicine that is expired is not used, is not distributed to any patients. That is not the case with these animal medicines. Number three, what if you diagnose yourself wrong and you give yourself the wrong medicine? Unless you have medical experience, a common cold or a common headache could both be related to a cold or a flu, right? So you don't know which one to diagnose yourself with, and you get the wrong thing in your body, and your body's is really not gonna like it. Number four, if you take this amoxicillin, and let's assume it does work, which I wouldn't, and you get better, but you cut it off short. In other words, you don't take the medicine long enough. Well, there could be bacterial resistance to the antibiotics. So in other words, it happens again. You say, hey, I'm going to take the same dose because it worked the first time. Guess what? It's not going to work because there's bacterial resistance to the antibiotics. So you got to be very, very, very careful of that. Number five, it could contain ingredients that animals can tolerate, but as a human, you cannot. So I don't want to take a medicine that is made for animals in their digestive system and has completely different pharmacology than me as a human, and I know it's going to be toxic to me. So that's another reason I wouldn't do it. And then the last reason is the FDA scrutiny can be completely different. For example, right now a big thing in the story is the FDA is pulling out antibiotics. I'm not sure if it's all of them. I did see penicillin and amoxicillin out of feed. So the FDA gives different scrutiny to animal medications than it does to those made for the human. Okay, that's scenario one. Everyday life. I can go to the doctor. Scenario two: catastrophic event, SHTF. I'm sick. My kids are sick, and I have some of this animal penicillin or amoxicillin up on my shelf. I can't get to a doctor. I have to rely on myself. Would I do it? I think first of all, I know a lot about herbs. I would try herbs in a day or two. If that didn't, I'm not seeing any improvement in myself or my child. Yes, in fact, I would go to this medication. I would take a fish, amoxicillin. If I diagnosed myself right, which we could, and we knew it would help, I would absolutely take it. So, you understand why I would take it, though. In a SHTF situation, there's a catastrophic event and I cannot reach medical help. At the end of the day, you have to make up your own decision. Do not do what I do, because what I do is right for me doesn't mean it's right for you. So this is Zion Pepper saying, I hope I've cleared up some confusion, or I may have created more. And please don't tell me, oh, I know this person who's taken it for 20 or 30 years. Yeah, you may. There's always exceptions in the world. I'm not going to dispute that, and I probably know people who've done that and they have been fine. But my opinion is what I just stated on the above. Thanks and have a great day.